What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Listen, I know I've been having some sound issues on some of my videos, and for that I apologize. I'm working on them. I hope this video is better for you guys. So, um, this is Filthy Rich Season 1, Episode 2, and listen, Margaret is bringing all the kids together. Of course, she blew that whole plan that Ginger had up at the last minute, and she let the whole world know that she had these 3 illegitimate children by her husband, who we thought was deceased. And again, I put a little addendum onto my first review because I don't know how in the world I forgot to tell you guys that Eugene is alive, right? He's down in the swamp. Some woman saved him, but of course, he's in the middle of the swamp nowhere. They like he has a cell phone or whatever. And to be honest with you, he probably ain't ready to go back because he knows what he left behind. He knows the will that he left behind, and he knows that he had them women up on that plane. I mean, he knows what he left behind, right? So, um, anyway, so that's what's going on with Mr. Eugene. We'll get back to him. Now, Miss Margaret has pulled the children together, and she said, listen, now that I've let the whole world know that you guys are here, let's do something different. How about I give you guys basically an allowance of $10,000 a week, and then, we'll get to the lump sum at a later date. I think she got to die first or something, child. I don't know. But she just doesn't want to pay out the will. Now, I haven't figured out whether she don't have the money to pay out the will, or she just can't part with that kind of money to some people she ain't know. That's probably it, because I know I probably wouldn't be ready to give up that money either, if you want to be honest about it. So, of course, Ginger told him to go to hell. She said, listen, the Sin Wagon, which is the name of her company, she said, since this whole thing came out, we making like $10,000 a week, so why would I take your little money? Because I'm making more money off of you at this point, so you did me a favor. Now, the boxer, the guy from the MMA fighter from New York, let me get my nose out. Antonio, he actually was like, fine, I'll take it. And they actually put him on, they're going to put them on payroll, right? So he's going to actually be part of security, and he's here for it. He's like, listen, again, what y'all don't understand is how my life was back in New York. I'm good. This is a come up for me, however I look at it. Now, the other brother, Jason, is nowhere to be found. So Margaret tells Rose, and remember Rose and Jason had that little kiss because they don't know that they really not brother and sister. And Jason disappeared. Jason was like, listen, I don't think I can do this. So Jason ended up disappearing, child. Now, while all of this is going on, Ginger and her mother, her mother had this weird thing, and Ginger is really, she's trying to take this and flip it and really turn her business, like she really doesn't want to have anything to do with Margaret. Like she really doesn't. But she does, right? She really wants Margaret's, it's like she's like that child who doesn't know how to show that they really want their parents' attention and love, so they act out in negative ways to try to get a positive result. That's sort of what Ginger is doing. And so we see that so anyway, we see that's going on with the whole Sin Wagon. She done brought her mama, her sister up. She done went to a hotel. She rented out the hotel, told all the ladies to come up from Vegas because they're going to relocate the business there. I mean, she has a whole plan, and her mother is telling her, you are doing too much. Like, this is just ridiculous. And the mom, she doesn't really listen to her mother a whole lot because her mother is like an alcoholic, but her mama know what she's saying. Her mama ain't crazy. She might be drinking, but she ain't crazy. Now, Franklin, who was the lawyer, he met with the investigative reporter from the week before. Now, come to find out, he got fired because he was going to break the story on Margaret and the illegitimate children. He got fired from his job. So Franklin is talking to him like, listen, sorry to hear you got fired, but, we need to figure out what's going on. And they are talking, and I feel like they have a relationship. I was almost waiting for the reporter to call him dad at one point, because it's clear that they have some sort of a relationship. I don't know, friendship, whatever. But basically he's telling Franklin, like, I don't even know how you can mess with these people. Like, you know that they got some shit with them. And Franklin was like, listen, at the end of the day, they good people. They might got some shit with them, but everybody does. And they really are good people. And the reporter tells Franklin, listen, there are rumors out there that something ain't right with that plane crash. Like, planes just don't fall out the sky for no reason. And people, you know, Eugene might have pissed off the wrong people, you know, or might have had, you know, some situations going on that you might need to look into a little bit further. And so Franklin was like, listen, keep digging, and I'll throw you a bone every now and then. You know, I'll take care of you a little bit every now and then, but, you know, I need you to keep digging to see if there's really something going on, if there's really more to that story. Now, Rose, Mama done sent Rose up to go find Jason. Like, listen, we need to see where Jason is. Is Jason on board? Is Jason not on board? What's good? So Rose takes her butt. Now listen, Rose gets in her limo and has her limo driver drive her from Louisiana to Colorado. Where they do that at? Anyway, on the way back, she was like, well, you know, in case you haven't heard, our personal plane, you know, our private jet crashed. He was like, well, you could fly commercial. She was like, we don't do that. We don't fly commercial. I said, shout out, a flew commercial first class before I would have drove from Louisiana, well, rode in the back of a limo from Louisiana. Child, anyway. So, I'm sorry. From Louisiana. So, Rose gets to Colorado and she goes to the address for Jason. Jason's not there, but two other people open the door. Well, at least the guy she thinks that Jason isn't there. And two other people open the door. And they get there. I mean, they open the door and she's like, where's Jason? And they're like, oh, you haven't heard? Oh my gosh. Jason was in a really bad car accident. He's in a coma. Like, they don't even think he's going to make it. And so now she's like, oh my God, he's in a car accident. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Because, of course, she thinks that it's... In the meantime, Margaret went to go visit the minister, Paul, I think his name. And she basically is like, she tried to, you know, like, make you look all pretty and everything, but basically she was like, listen, I need some help. Like, we got to bring our people back. We got to get these subscribers up. What we going to do? And he said, listen, well, first of all, what you need to do is you need to go on and make your son CEO. Let him know you believe in him. Let him know that, you know, this is how you feel and everything. And let's see if we can get Ginger in the fold. He was like, maybe we could try to baptize Ginger. And she was like, baptize Ginger? Like, I don't see how that's going to work out. He was like, listen, that would be a great way of showing everybody, you know, where we are, and that, you know, you are fully accepting, and that, because everybody knows that she's a porn queen now. She done made it very well known what her business is. She got billboards and everything else, called the press and everything. And so he was like, you know, we have to make it look like you are saving them and make your people believe in what you're doing again. So down in the swamp, we got Eugene with the woman who saved him, and she's telling him, listen, you need to repent from your sins. She said, when was your first sin? He was like, when I was born. She was like, don't give me that Sunday school answer. When was the first time you turned away from God? You need to start from there, and you need to ask for God's forgiveness. Like, you need to ask for God's forgiveness. And he eventually does, you know, he eventually agrees to do it. You know, he's like, yeah, you know, he starts telling her when he first sinned and all that good stuff. Like, yeah, I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. So, while this is going on, Margaret goes down to visit Miss Ginger. Now, like I said, Ginger done set up shop. She done took over this whole motel. It was like a little no-tail motel. She done took over the whole motel. She done bought all her ladies, but they not working. Because they said, listen, we went dark for 3 days while you were relocating us from Vegas to here. And while we were getting set up, we went dark. The competition, like, you know, men don't wait. They just go to the next. If they trying to, you know, get they freak on, they don't have no monopoly here. They're going to go on to the next person or the next person. So, like, we don't have no business. So, Margaret was she was like, damn, you know, what I'm supposed to do. So, that's after Margaret had come to visit Ginger and told Ginger about the baptism. Like, listen, let's do it for TV. Let's make it look good. I think that's what the people need to see. They need to see us really coming together. They need to see you really being accepting of what the family is and what we have going on. And of course, Ginger was like, at first, Ginger was like, what? Baptized? Ain't nobody, I ain't about to be baptized. Like, I don't know what you talking about being baptized. But after she realized her business was in trouble, honey, she was like, maybe that's what I need to do then. Maybe I need to do the baptism. Now, Margaret and Ginger's mom had like a very interesting conversation, right? They had a very interesting conversation. And the conversation was, basically, they were realizing that they actually had a whole lot more common than they thought. Now, what I didn't say from last episode was Margaret knew about I don't think she knew about Ginger, but she knew about the affair because she said that Eugene had confessed to her about the woman in Vegas. And Ginger said, hey, my mother and Eugene were together for a year. Like, she wasn't no little one-night stand. She wasn't no little ooh. They were a couple, and they were together for like a year. And so don't play that game like I was just some little over-the-way thing. And I think a part of me thinks that she did know about Ginger. I don't think she's accepting that she knew about Ginger, but it's something about her and Ginger. And her mother told Margaret, like, I raised Ginger, but you influenced her. She grew up watching the show and hanging on your every word. Like, she really does love you. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Ginger and Margaret have this real twisted situation going on. Now, Margaret goes back to Eric and tells him all the right things to get him back on board, and she go ahead and make him CEO, child. So she's taking the advice of the minister. And we're going to see how that ends up for everybody, child. We're going to see how that ends up. So, in the meantime and in between time, now we also learned a little bit more about Antonio in this episode. Antonio is living at the No-Tell Motel 2, which I don't understand why he making $10,000 a week. I don't understand why he can't go live at the hotel where they had put them in the beginning, the little nice hotel, or whatever, child, whatever. But he living at the No-Tell Motel 2. Now, he done brought his mama down from New York to watch the baby while he's at work every day, because remember, he got the good security job. Now, he comes to the hotel, he got his first paycheck, which should be about $10,000. He gives it to his mother. His mother is like, this is going to be perfect. I saw an apartment, a house that we could rent. I put in the application. I'm going to cash this tomorrow so I can go take the deposit. We should be good. Antonio was like, cool, good to go. And then they start sparring. She said, you need to work out. You ain't had a workout in a while. So they get to sparring, the baby watching them, whatever. But you can see, they just, again, clearly a weird relationship. He comes back home the next day. Mama got groceries. He was like, what, why you buy groceries? I thought, where the keys? Because we should be moving out this little no-tell motel into this little cute little house you said you found. And she was like, listen, I owe some people some money, but look, I paid them off. We good. We'll just move next week. You get another $10,000 next week, right? We good, right? And I was like, see, Antonio, you done got caught up in the matrix. Don't keep giving that woman your paycheck, because every week it's going to be something else to somebody else. Don't keep giving that woman your paycheck, Antonio. But I feel like this has been this cycle their whole life. I feel like she been doing the paycheck thing or been using him forever, okay? But neither here nor there, child. Neither here nor there. We'll see where that goes. So Ginger agrees to do this baptism thing. So they have the whole thing set up. It's on TV. It's going to be all of this, all of that. And they do the whole thing. And, Ginger was like, Margaret was like, I feel something. I feel the change coming. And Ginger was like, me too. And I was like, honey, they dipped Ginger in that pool. She had on that white gown. And she had on invisible ink, right? And she didn't have on anything under the white. So when she got in the water, you could see straight through. Y'all know how that wet t-shirt contest situation. Honey, old girl said we could see her areolas. She was naked underneath, so of course they could see everything. And then she had invisible ink, the name of her company, and the phone, it's like sendsomething.com, honey. And she turns to that camera and she says, she does her little commercial about Angel versus Devil will come visit us at the sendwagon.com, honey. And of course, business is booming. Business is booming, honey. And the preacher, minister man, was able to turn it and flip it. He was able to do his whole sermon on, how you try to save. But some people, you got to work a little bit harder. We're not done. We're going to keep working with Ginger, but the sins are the, he flips it. He turns into a whole nice little sermon. And the people start believing again. Because the people are like, you know what, we're trying to work with this fallen angel. And only through the work of this organization are we going to help save this woman. And she gets her subscriber count where she wants it. Ginger's business is back. She's back in business. So everybody won. And like Margaret said, there really was no loser. Like, if the baptism had gone well, we would have won. The baptism didn't go well, we still won. Ginger got what she wanted out of it. But did she really get what she wanted out of it? Because I really think she wants a relationship with Margaret. She just don't know how to say she wants a relationship with Margaret, child. Excuse me. At the same time she was being baptized, old Eugene was being baptized too, honey. And I guess he's well enough to leave the nest. And that woman told him walk. And he was like, but I don't even know where I am. I'm in the middle of nowhere. She was like, just walk. The Lord will show you the way. The path of righteousness is ahead of you. You just walk. Honey, she gave him a walking stick and she told him walk. And he walked to the highway. And guess what he saw? As he was walking to the highway, he saw that limo from Colorado pass right past him, honey, on his way to New Orleans. I mean, I don't think he necessarily recognized it. At least he didn't react when he saw it. But he walking, so he headed back to New Orleans. The fake Jason and Rosa headed back to New Orleans. Eric is CEO. They got the subscribers that they need to start to launch their online little shopping business. Ginger got her little business back in order. And Ginger, I think it's either her sister or her assistant. I can't remember, honestly. I mean, I think it's her sister, though. She has a regular. And the regular logs in, and he's like, I'm glad to see you guys are back up. I miss y'all. And come to find out, that is like her regular dude. Like, that's somebody she deals with on a regular basis. Baby, it is Eric. Now, Eric already sort of showed his slip in the first episode. He knew all about Ginger's business. And some of the stuff he knew, Ginger was like, oh, so you got the premium package. I was like, I felt like he knew a little more than he should have known. He had been talking about porn and butt butter and some other stuff too. I said, you know a little bit more than you should know, honey. You know a little bit more than you should know. Neither here nor there. Last thing we see is Franklin talking to Margaret, saying, listen, there's some word on the curb talking about this plane crash. People don't believe that it was, engine failure or whatever. They're like, look, planes just don't drop out the sky. Margaret gonna say, they do what the Lord wants them to. I don't know, Margaret. I'm starting to give you a side eye, boo. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in them comments. Peace.